couple days as well. So, when we are solving these, the big things to remember, it's just like solving an equation, except when. What's the thing that changes it?
When you divide by a negative.
When you multiply or divide by a negative, it flips the inequality. Okay, when I'm looking at problem A, it is written a little bit differently because we tried to always put the variable on the left-hand side. So we have two options. We can either just go with this as it is and solve it and think about what our answer means, or we can rewrite the problem. If you really want your variable on the left, we can rewrite it. What do you guys want me to do? Do you want to go with it or rewrite it? You just need to go with it? Yeah, we're just doing some reviews, so on your own paper.
Do you have a piece of paper in the phone?
I'm sure one of your friends somewhere has paper, right? Somebody can give me a piece of paper. I did have a package over there, but it looks like you guys have used it all.
Thank you.
So, if I want to solve this, what would we have to do to get x by itself?
Divide by negative 0.5.
So, 13 divided by negative 0.5 is negative 26. Because I divided by a negative number, what happens to this inequality? It flips it. And then this is an x. Okay, you will have to graph them. I will give you just a blank number line with tick marks on it, and just like we were doing on our homework, you have to label it. Doesn't necessarily matter where, but you have to have a negative 26 at some point. Alright, so we have a negative 26. On a number line, it's getting bigger as you go to the right, so this would be like negative 25, negative 24, negative 27, negative 28. I'm okay with you labeling every other. You need more than just a single number, though. You can't only put the negative 26 on your number line. How do we know if it's an open or closed circle?
The line under it.
Okay, it's an equal to, so that's a closed circle. Okay, now we have to think about which way this is going. This says negative 26 is less than or equal to x. So which way would that go? Does it tell me the 26 is smaller, so my x's are bigger, so it's going this way. If you don't like this, we talked about how the inequality can show you which way your arrow goes, but that's only if the variable is on the left. So if you want to flip this around and write the variable on the left, you can, but the inequality flips with it. So then if you write it that way, it shows you x is greater than negative 26, so it's going to the right. It's going to the bigger side. All right, so it's up to you if you have to flip it or not. But if you switch the sides, you flip that inequality with it. B, what would I have to do? It's m divided by negative 6. The opposite of dividing by negative 6 is multiplying, so I have to multiply by a negative 6 on each side. Let's cancel. Because I multiplied by a negative, my inequality flips. So m is less than negative 24. So on my number line, okay, you can label a few. It's getting bigger this way. Smaller. Because there's no equal to, this would be an open circle at negative 24. M is less than, so it's going to the left. Alright, I'm going to start calling on some people to walk me through these. Make sure everybody's paying attention right now. Okay, so on C, if I wanted to solve that inequality, Esther, what would we do first? do the multiply by 2. Mm-hmm. So if we distribute that 2. Okay. Riley, what would I do next?
Minus the 4.
Okay. Okay, Kale, I'm trying to get x by itself, so what would we do next? Well, yeah, but we also have an x over here, so can we get them on the same side first? Yeah. Okay, Julius, what now? Huh?
Riley Roberts.
What'd you say?
For
Oh, sorry, Julius, what'd you say? Our next step was? And Jenna, if you divide by a negative number, what happens to our inequality?
Huh?
We divided by a negative, so what happens to our inequality? Flips it around, so we get x is greater than 5. So on my number line, okay, we have 5. Label a couple other numbers. Open circle because it's no equal to. Keaton, which way is this going to continue? Yeah, because it's greater than 5, bigger than 5 with this one. Alright, so far so good? If I look at D, so this is another one where I kind of flipped it and put the variable on the right hand side instead of the left like we're used to. But we still solve it the same. So Bailey, what would I do first? So we get 7 is greater than or equal to 7/3 x. Nicole, how can I get rid of that 7/3 x?
You can divide by the
Okay, I want everybody to grab a calculator and try this, because I'm seeing a lot of mistakes when you do that. If you divide by a fraction, you have to put that 7/3 in parentheses. So we have 7 divided by parentheses 7/3. Alright, so what do you get when you do that? So we need a 3 on our number line, larger to the left, smaller, or sorry, larger to the right, smaller to the left. You might be able to graph it from here. If you don't like this and you flip it around and you move the x, and you flip that inequality. So we can also say this means x is less than or equal to 3. So equal to means closed circle. Blair, which way would we go? We say less than. That's the smaller numbers. If you have it where the variable is on the left, this is like an arrow telling you which way. The arrow is pointing this way, so we're going to shade this way. We want things smaller than 3. Alright. D. Noah, what would I do first?
Multiply.
Mm-hmm.
So 5a plus 20.
Alright, so the 5a and the negative 6a are on the same side. So Aiden, when I combine those, what do we get?
-1.
Okay, Kylie, what do we do next? Okay, Caden, what do we do now? And if I divide by a negative, it flips my inequality, so I get A is greater than 10. Okay. So greater than would be an open circle, because there's no equal to. Holden, which way are we going? Greater than, so because that inequality flipped when we divided by a negative. So, big thing, if you multiply or divide by a negative, you flip your inequality. And when you graph, you need to pay attention. If it's greater than, you want the bigger number, so it goes to the right. If it's less than, you want the smaller number, so it goes to the left. Alright, so that is the majority of your quiz. There's like 10 of these problems. Do we need to do more review? The second thing, there are 3 with words, so like we've done the last few days, so you have to write the expression. They are all inequalities, so you have to write them and solve them. Okay, but you don't have to write them. So, keywords, like if I say product, what does that mean? Multiply. If I say difference, that means subtract. If I say quotient, that means divide. If I say at most, would that be, think about your inequalities, at most would mean what? The greater than. Okay. So let's go ahead and do